So things just keep on getting worse. Latest forecast model still supporting a lot of heavy ice and snowfall out of this upcoming storm. We've been monitoring the possibility of severe weather to occur across the southeast out of the system. Tornadoes just might be a concern. All the latest information regarding this system here coming up. Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope y'all are having a great day so far. Hope you guys have been staying safe. So we're taking a look here at the models to start off the video. And for today's question of the day, I'm wanting to know, what is your greatest accomplishment? Leave it down in the comments below, and I just might heart your comment. Now, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. So like I said, we are taking a look here at the GFS model to start off the video here. We're going to also take a look at the ECMWF because you really shouldn't just trust one model individually. So, like I said, we are currently dealing with this area of low pressure that is impacting bits of the southern portion here of Canada. It will track its way here basically to the east-northeast, drawing up some moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico. Basically, ahead of that cold front, we have that northeaster flow, which will actually allow for all that moisture to track its way here up to the northeast with that new area of low pressure kind of developing across bits of the mid-Atlantic into the southeastern coast here, maybe even delivering some snowfall across the mid-Atlantic. Now, the models have actually been dying down a little bit, and in fact, have not showing as heavy snowfall. We'll get to accumulations here in a second in regard to this, but this will track its way here 2 bits to the northeast. Now, as we do track down here even further in time, here's where things really start to get kind of interesting. So as we move in here to the 16th and 17th, like I said, the time is in the bottom right-hand corner. We get all this moisture that really starts to build in here across the Rockies. New area of low pressure developing across the central and southern plains, kicking up some more moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico. Now, as that colder air starts to back down on top of the system, we actually start to get that rain turning into snow and bits of ice as well. So these kind of pink shade areas here you are seeing here, this is actually sleet. And this orange shaded color is actually freezing rain. So this will track its way here up to the northeast, impacting the plains, the Midwest, as well as bits of the Ohio Valley. Now, for bits of the Ohio Valley, for the most part of the Ohio Valley here, the central portion, and 2 bits of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast and Southeast, honestly, it's looking like it's going to be mostly a rain event for you guys. However, the people across bits of the central plains and through bits of the Midwest, this is probably going to be quite impactful. So we need to continue monitoring this very, very close, as this system can seriously, drive some pretty crazy impacts. And like I said, not only is winter weather going to be a concern, but severe weather will as well. We'll get to that more here in 1 second. So when comparing the system with your ECMWF model, your European model, there is a lot of key differences here. We'll look at that here right now. So that system is set to impact bits of the mid-Atlantic as all that moisture gets kicked up here, basically from that northeastern flow here. New area of low pressure develops across bits of the mid-Atlantic and southeast. This one's actually not showing as much snow, but it is still showing a little bit of snow that is still expected to impact bits of the mid-Atlantic into the northeastern states here, kind of around the coastline. Now, honestly, this is not really showing too much heavy snowfall. But as we do track down here and further in time, we get all this moisture starts building in across bits of the upper elevations here, the Rockies. Same idea as terms of what your GFS model had to say. New area of low pressure developing across bits of the central and southern plains. Now, however, not as strong of low pressure as compared to what your GFS model had to say. But overall, the same idea is still there. All that moisture being kicked up here from the Gulf of Mexico. A long line of snow. Over, I'd see at least 1,500 miles of just pure snowfall from the bits of the plains all the way up here to bits of eastern Canada here. Seeing just pure snowfall across the regions here. Now, obviously, this one is a little bit different and showing maybe a little bit more snow and ice across bits of the western Ohio Valley. This is a little bit more further south, this track is, which will actually allow for maybe a little bit more wintry precipitation to impact the Ohio Valley and maybe even bits of the northern portion of the Northeast. We'll continue monitoring this quite closely. Now, the confidence is actually very, very high at this point. We've been seeing this for the last 4 days, and the potential impacts is also actually pretty high because, we are seeing a lot of potential of heavy ice, snow accumulations, as well as the potential of severe weather, which we'll get into here right now. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look here back at the GFS model in regard to your instability. Now, essentially what this is, we're taking a look here at the thunderstorm potential here. Instability is basically just simply your thunderstorm's fuel, and it's basically just this thunderstorm's energy. Now, we do track down here in time. Like I said, the bottom, the bottom right-hand corner does show the time here. Now, as we start to get all this air, you actually see these little wind barbs here starting to shift their way up here to the north, grabbing up all of this moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico, shooting it inland. Now, these areas here, you kind of see kind of in this purple shade area, this is basically where we are seeing some instability, which is required for thunderstorms to occur. So do we have instability here? Yes, we do. We're talking a potential of maybe up to 5, 6, 700 joules per kilogram. Now, honestly, guys, you probably don't know what that is. But basically, let's just say this. Thunderstorms can fire off here in about 400 joules per kilogram and drop a tornado at around 500 joules per kilogram here, which honestly, we are seeing those values over this. Now, like I said, the time is in the bottom right-hand corner. This is for the 17th. So as we see, this area of low pressure track its way here to the east, we actually see the instability drive along with it. So we are expecting some severe weather to occur across bits of Texas, bits of Louisiana, bits of Mississippi, as well as bits of Alabama, maybe even bits of Georgia down the line. Now this actually has been the trend here for the last several models, so this is something that we really need to take a look at. So now we're taking a look here at the lower level shear, basically just your lower winds at the lower portions of the atmosphere. We're taking a look here at tornado potential. So basically what you want for tornadoes to occur is those lower levels screaming to the north or northeast, which will actually indicate that we do have some turning in the atmosphere as we do go up in elevation. So as we can actually see right here, as we move into the 17th, right here where all this instability was in play, we do have some strong northerlies going on here towards the lower level portions here of the atmosphere, which is actually indicating that we're getting a lot of moisture in this, inside of the system here, as well as the potential we could see some rotation inside the atmosphere. So this is showing the fact that we actually could see some tornadoes. I mean, we're talking strong shear here, maybe up to 50 knots of shear, which is definitely supportive of some tornadoes to occur. This will track its way here basically to the east down the line. So this is definitely something we really need to monitor, because honestly guys, tornadoes will likely be a concern with this system. Okay, so now we're taking a look here at the dew point temperatures, basically just showing if your thunderstorms have enough moisture at the surface. Basically what we are looking for is your dew points in the upper 50s and into the 60s. That's kind of the Goldilocks zone in terms of moisture. Now, as this system does approach, we get all this advection, all this air driving its way up here to the north, and what do we say? We actually have basically our dew points here in the 60s, so this is showing that there is a lot of moisture that is in play here and is definitely supportive. You can see this really strong cold front right here, kind of dropping off those dew points quite quickly here. But we can actually see, some areas here kind of approaching near 70 dew points, getting close. Honestly, this is actually showing that we do have enough moisture. So we have enough shear, we have enough instability, as well as enough dew points, basically in terms of our lower level moisture. Guys, this is going to cause some severe weather. Alright guys, so now we're moving on here to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. In regard to the things, we actually do have a 15% chance of severe weather to occur for your day 6 outlook. This is for Wednesday into Thursday. Now we do have this 15% zone. The fact that they issued it this far out is the fact that we do have a lot of confidence between the models. So we are expecting severe weather to occur across bits of the plains and through bits of the southern Midwest. Now, as we do move here onto the day 7 outlook, this shifts its way east as a cold front does progress its way to the east, impacting bits of the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, as well as bits of the plains. Now, honestly, further down the line, this actually might be extended a little bit more east. We'll continue to monitor this over the next few days. Alright guys, so we're moving on here to the National Weather Service forecast in regard to your expected snowfall over the next 2 days. Now we are expecting that system to impact bits of the mid-Atlantic. This actually might drive 1 to 3 inches kind of across this light blue shade area here. We're not really expecting too much to occur, but there is a possibility of some snowfall that will accumulate there. Like I said, we are kind of expecting more 1 to 3 inches. Now the areas you kind of start this, you start to see this kind of dark blue shade area here across bits of the Rockies as well as bits of the western side here of Michigan. We are seeing a possibility of maybe 3 to 5 inches. This pink shaded area here for the upper state of Michigan, we're kind of talking maybe up to 6 inches or so is kind of expected across those regions. So overall, honestly, not too much snow is expected across the nation as of now, but this, like I said, this will definitely change as the system does progress its way closer to us. Now, when it comes to ice, luckily we're not dealing with anything right now, but once again, like I said, as the system does get closer, as we did see on the models, there is the threat for some ice to occur out of the system. So we'll continue monitoring this once again over the next few days. Alright guys, so now we're taking a look here at the current conditions in regard to your current radar view. We are seeing some rain across bits of the Tennessee, Ohio Valley, and through bits of the Midwest here. Maybe a little bit of snow across bits of the western side here of New York, as well as northeastern portions here of Ohio. We do have a little bit more snow shower activity across the upper elevations here of the Rockies and through bits of the plains. We actually do have a bit of snow shower activity. But other than that, guys, it's honestly relatively clear for the most part across the nation. Alright, so now we're taking a look here at the future radar view in regard to your NAM 3-kilometer model, and as we were seeing on the actual radar view, we do have some snow showers across those upper elevations, followed by the rain across bits of the Ohio Valley. Now, all this will track its way basically to the east, those snow showers kind of diving their way down just directly south here, across bits of New Mexico, maybe even through bits of western portions here of Texas, being a possibility. Now, as we get all this moisture starts jetting its way up here to the northeast, as you can see, the snow starts building in across the mid-Atlantic. Like I said, the time is in the bottom right-hand corner, so it's going to start snowing kind of early here across bits of the mid-Atlantic, eventually driving its way out here kind of across the afternoon hours here across bits of northern Virginia. So we are expecting a decent amount of snowfall, but we are seeing, though, is the fact that this is going to start snowing pretty early, so this is mostly going to be an early morning event down the line. Alright guys, shifting gears here back to the GFS model. In regard to your temperatures now, it was a very warm day across bits of the south. We're talking 60s, a lot across the areas here. Even in the mid-Atlantic, today it was actually 67 degrees Right now it's actually 61 here. This is at 6:20 p.m. and it's actually very, very warm. Now we will see several instances of cooldowns to occur. The first system will impact bits of the region. You really start to see that, that cold front drive its way down through the region here. Then that second cooldown will occur down the line as we get that other system that's set to impact the nation. Once again, that cold front driving its way through here. This is for the 18th, obviously for the 17th into the 18th, as we are expecting to see some severe weather ahead of the cold front as well. So we are expecting those really, really cold temperatures to drive its way down the region here. We're talking well in the negatives across bits in the northern plains as well as the upper Midwest. Alright guys, so now we're taking a look here at the expected temperatures for tonight. And you know what guys, it's actually going to be quite warm yet again across the southern plains and through bits of the southeast. Now take a look at this. Even across the northeast, we're talking temperatures here in the 40s. This is actually a little bit more warmer than normal. However, across the north, it's still very, very cold here. We're talking temperatures here well in the negatives, almost near negative 20 across bits of the northern portion here in Minnesota. We are kind of seeing that freezing line just kind of right here, a little bit inland here across the western coast. So pretty much all these areas here, we are expecting those temperatures to be relatively below freezing. So across a lot of the nation go, guys, honestly, it's actually a little bit more warmer than normal for tonight. Alright guys, so now we're moving on here to the final segment for today's video. We're taking a look here at the National Weather Service hazards. Now the areas you kind of see this purple shaded color, we do have some winter weather advisories showing that some impacts of winter weather is expected. Now across kind of these pink shaded areas here, this does include bits of eastern portion here of Kentucky as well as bits, a lot of portions actually here of Tennessee. This is red flag warning, showing the fact that we could see some wildfire conditions down the line, usually caused by some gusty winds as well as relative humidity quite low. So across these tan shaded areas here, we do have some wind advisories showing that gusty winds are expected. We do have some heat advisories in effect across bits of Southern California. We actually are seeing some pretty warm temperatures across the region. But guys, other than that, that's essentially what we are dealing with across the nation. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach that 500 subscriber goal by the end of February. I believe we can do it, guys. So if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you share this video with your friends and family so they can stay up to date with the latest weather information. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'll catch you all in the next one.